Hello and welcome to busyworksbeats.com. Today I found a cool loop in Sound Oracle's new spacewalk. I like this loop called Under Dust Language. I like the loop called Atmosphere Piano. I'm going to drag that in and we're going to build around this. Firstly, it doesn't matter the BPM. We can time stretch it to our project. What I want to do is gather ideas from this. So this one's a nice piano. Reminds me of Travis Scott. So I got like melodic ideas right away. What I'm going to do is chop it. So we don't turn our metronome on because it's not time stretched to our BPM. We need to count the music. It's a little hard to count something that isn't transient heavy, so we have to really understand how to count music. Again, we go over that in our music theory essentials at busyworksbeats.com/music theory. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and. I like to say and, so I know exactly where to slice. Now, luckily that was playing on the rhythm, so it wasn't as hard to measure. And then we're going to slice right at that transient, which is the next chord, I believe. Let's hear what this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's similar. I'm not going to listen to the rest for now. I like this section, so I'm going to go to Focus, Audio Clips, turn it on time stretch mode. Turn that on. Go to Snap to Grid None, and make sure I drag this within 4 bars, or whatever you're close to. It could be 4 bars, 2 bars. Okay, so we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So technically it's 2 bars, but we're in a very high BPM. So, when you're in these higher BPMs, chances are you're producing at double of the BPM. Okay, so that's, it's really based on how you place your snare, but let's crank it up to 156. Turn our metronome on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. So I hear Young Thug Future immediately. So I do love the pitch change, so I'm going to keep that. Usually I change it back, but I like that pitch change. Now let's figure out drums that we can get that Young Thug sound. Now I'm going to go to soundoracle.net. I highly suggest getting the bundle of everything. You need these drums, period. I'm going to go back to his original sounds, Oracle Pack 1. There's a nice kick and snare in here. Where's the snare at? There we go. Always cool snare. It just always works. That's why it's called Always Cool. So I'm going to go to all, send this to track 1, the audio, send this to track 2. Let's start on pattern 1. Where's our pattern here? Grab that in. And let's start with the snare. So the snare, where you place your snare on the BPM usually determines if you're producing in halftime or not. Okay, so that's how we know it's in halftime. The snare placement, usually speaking. I'm not saying it's all of the time. This says Young Thug Future all over it. So let's figure out a way to grab the kick. So boom, 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 boom. So it's boom, 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 boom. Now some people would like their kick to be, to me it seems lagged. It seems like in my head I heard it earlier. So it sounds slow to me. So what I'd like to do is pull it over a bar. This is just the easiest way for me to do it. I'd rather pull one track earlier than pull everything to the left. So I grab my kicks, snap to grid none, and I grab all the patterns, hit shift left, 1, 2, 3, 4, in increments of 2, 4, or 8. So I'm using the metronome to hear where the kick is hitting. Boom, 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 boom. Or it could be that the sample may be a little freehand, so that might also be creating the perception. So timing, even in the milliseconds, is super important when you're arranging. So if your drum sounds slow, move your your audio to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now usually, you know, if this happens in the middle, like if you play piano, it's a little faster in the middle, a little slower in the middle, and you're grabbing 2 bars of that, it could sound like it's regular, slowed down, sped up, and regular. So it depends on how you chop. But I'm just gonna move the sample to the right so it doesn't make the kick drum sound so lagged. It might just be the tail. So there's so many factors. You see how this kick kind of swells up. I'm trying to grab it at the peak. I could re-chop it at the peak. We don't have that much time. So that could be creating the perceived. Let's just try to find a different kick. Not that that kick is bad. It's just. That might be the kick I was looking for anyhow. A nice punchy tight kick. You see how it goes out of, so it's because I time stretched the audio. It'd probably be best I played the kick by hand. Pitch this down a bit. Also, we don't have any hi-hats, so that's why everything sounds kind of, we're overly criticizing stuff. Let's find a hi-hat. Let's use this, and we're going to use the hi-hat a little off the grid. Now notice there's a little silence in the beginning. Let's just trim that. Sometimes sound designers use that so that you don't have to manually create your own groove. So in this case, I'm just going to create it manually. So it's 2 on the grid. It's, you know, it's right on the grid, right on the metronome. What I'm going to do is go to the hi-hat, go to the wrench tool, turn up time shift, create a little time delay. These little details. I might even delay the kick. See if we can find an 808. Here. You hear how when we, oh, you know what? That's because of the, never mind. Forget what I was about to say. We could do a bunch of things to it. We can make it unique. We could reverse it. We could flip it. We could stretch it out to 2 times the length. Let's hear what it would sound like in halftime. Let's make it unique. Drag it out. It's actually kind of cool. It's actually really cool sound. So I'm going to leave that for over there. And we 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I count? 2, 4, 6, 8. Boom. 2, 4, 6. Let's pull back the hi-hat a little bit. So having the hi-hat right on the metronome is going to make everything else sound like it's not off. It's going to make the kick sound earlier than it is. Let's pitch down the snare. Should be. You can make this unique as a sample. That's going to save this as it's okay. So imagine this as the whole song, because that's what it's treating it as. I can mask it and keep going throughout the song. But if you make this unique as a sample, it's going to take a screenshot, a snapshot of just this audio. You can resave it in your folder. So let's do that. Save. And now it's a new sample. So what I can do is I can go into channel settings and I can reverse this and do different things to it. And it won't reverse the whole song, just that part. 808 formula. Actually, let's go to the newer Been Trappin' 808. So it's a matter of who you hear on this track. I hear Young Thug, Future. All right, so I'm going to start with the 808 rhythm versus the tone. So we're not worried about the note value of the 808, just the rhythm. I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. I'm going to leave out that first kick. Turn it down. Pull it up an octave. Hear how it's out of key. Well, at this key. I don't really hear in my head any 808 changes needed. Maybe taking out that first one, make that unique. Pull us up a half step. Shorten out the hat a little bit. See how these small little changes make a huge difference. Go back to the hi-hat pattern. I'm gonna go 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. Now I don't want everyone to go. So let's make the second one unique, and let's leave out the at the end. It's a lot easier. Let's merge these. Edit, merge, duplicate. Let's turn this up down. The kick is so punchy. Let me also reference my monitors just to get a feel. We're tapping in the low end. So now I got the rhythm jumping a little bit more. I had to reference my monitors to feel the bass rather than just hearing it through some headphones. Now my room's not treated, but it still gives you an idea of how the bass feels. I had to cut out some low end in the piano that I didn't hear over my headphones. Now I'm gonna probably add omnisphere for another melodic element. Let's add some melodic ideas. So boom, boom, boom. Very basic, but let's add that in omnisphere. So 1, 2, 3. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do it with the default saw patch. Now I feel like this is out of key, so let's figure out why. I had F in my head, but let's hear what it sounds like in context. That was not the tone. Let me see. All right, so I was wondering. So I was in my head, it was E, but I was wondering if I was starting on F. Super basic 4-note melody, but it just fits this vibe. So I'm going to duplicate this out. Control B. Let's find sounds that can fit. What would fit? Ethnic world. Turn the volume down. Let's go to synth poly. Let's go to types. Pretty cool. I didn't think I'd ever use this library, the EDM sounds, but they're pretty good. Well, this sound is. Bounce is definitely there. Now we just need a good vocal take. My future goggles on. Step the mind of future. I don't know if I could hit certain octaves, but we'll try. Let's add auto-tune. What was our key? Let's see, what's our key here? C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, D sharp, A, B. So let's add that to the auto tune. Starting at B, we add B, going backwards. Skip A sharp, A, G, no G, no F, E, D sharp, no D, and no C. There's our scale. Out the bag, fresh out the bag, fresh out the bag, European bag. Again, but I'm gonna run it through RVox so we can get that compressed sound going. Where we at? Fresh out the bag. So we get a nice level. I like to hear myself as if it were the end product. Fresh out the bag, European tag, white paper tag, nothing to itch a tag. So I'm gonna see where we get caught up with the melody. Let's record. I'm just gonna be mumbling, doing phonetic work rather than, let me turn off my bass. Fresh out the tag, European. So I added a high pass filter to my voice. It sounds a little hollowed out. Let's record to this track. And I'm just mumbling, so there's no words, it's just melody. Fresh out the bag, European tag, white on white tag. You know I'm the bag, you know I'm the bag. Yeah, we get the bag. Fresh white tag, European brag, nice white lay, European lay. Pull up in the bag, brown paper tag, brown paper bag, all white tag. Pull up what you say, you know get the bag. You know everybody got that yellow bean. White on white, let's do it with the yellow bean. You know where we lit, got the yellow bean. White on white, the sippies of the earthies. Fresh white tag with the bases on them. Got the ears of bone down with the papers on them. You know I got tight with no rollie. Diamonds flooded on my wrist, I look like goldie. Iced out. I forgot to put loop recording on. And I feel like auto-tune's not catching my vocal. Maybe I was just that in key. My bass. Go back. I'm gonna loop record because I just picked up a different idea towards the end. Dun, 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 with the rollie. That kind of style. And you don't have to spend all day on this. This is just what I like to do. Iced out, looking like a goalie. Got my wrist ice, looking like Oli. And the white out, looking like OB. In the White House, looking like Kobe. Yeah, I'm ballin', baby, got the OZ. And I'm stressed about the hood, yeah, I'm an OG. Smoking on a little kush, I got the OG. And I'm like Kobe the best, yeah, the OD. Come with first in the rally, I don't OD. Fresh brick with the European tags on them. Got the white paper jam, paper bag on them. No swag with the light rags on them. I pull up on them with the silver schedule, somewhere with the zippers on them. On with the 7 inches, you know I'ma get it. Black D with the white zippers, you know like exhibit. I'm a roll, keep it pimpin' like exhibit. Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah. Alright, so kind of stressing my vocals now. Iced out, looking like a goalie. I just like doing more melodic stuff. I don't, unless I was freestyling with bars, I don't really get much out of doing cadence freestyles. If you're just rapping about the rhythm. I feel like you could sit down and write bars if you're gonna do that. I more so do these vocal takes sketches as melody ideas. Iced out, looking like a goalie. Got my wrist ice, looking like Oli. And the white out, looking like. So then I'm gonna add some delay. Again, rough sketch, random freestyle. Iced out, looking like a goalie. Got my wrist ice, looking like Oli. And the white out, looking like OB. In the White House, looking like Kobe. Yeah, I'm ballin', baby, got the OZ. And I'm stressed about the hood, yeah, I'm an OG. Smoking on a little kush, I got the OG. And I'm like Kobe the best, yeah, the OD. Come with iced out, looking like a goalie. Got my wrist ice, looking like Oli. So notice it doesn't work for the second half. It's a different flow requirement. First in the rally, I don't OD. Fresh brick with the
Smoking on a little kush, I got the OG. And I'm like, go be the best, yeah, the OD. Going first in the rally, I don't OD. Rich with the European tags on them. Got the white paper jam, paper bag on them. No swag with the light rags on them. I pull up on them with.
So now I'm going to use an imager just to get a better idea of the sound separated. And I'm not fully mixing because I need to go back and forth with the speakers and my headphones and other references. We don't have that much time.
In the rally, I don't OD. Rich with the European tags on them. Got the white paper jam, paper bag on them. No swag with the light rags on them. I pull up on them with the service, just almost with the zippers on them. With the 7 inches, you know I'ma get it back. With the white zippers, you know, like exhibit. I'm a pro, keep it pimpin' like exhibit. Yeah, I'm with it. Iced out, looking like a goalie. Got my wrist ice, looking like holy. In the white out, looking like OB. In the White House, looking like Kobe. Yeah, I'm ballin', baby, got the OZ. And I'm stressed about the hood, yeah, I'm a OG. Smoking on a little kush, I got the OG. And I'm like, go be the best, yeah, the OD. Going first in the rally, I don't OD. Rich with the European tags on them.
So now I'm going to add a limiter just to turn up the levels a bit. Well, not a bit, a lot.
First in the rally, I don't OD. Rich with the European tags on them. Got the white paper jam, paper bag on them. No swag with the light rags on them. I pull up on them with the service, just almost with the zippers on them. With the 7 inches, you know I'ma get it back. With the white zippers, you know, like exhibit. I'm a pro, keep it pimpin' like exhibit. Yeah, I'm with it. Iced out, looking like a goalie. Got my wrist ice, looking like holy. In the white out, looking like OB. In the White House, looking like Kobe. Yeah, I'm ballin', baby, got the OZ. And I'm stressed about the hood, yeah, I'm a OG. Smoking on a little kush, I got the OG. And I'm like, go be the best, yeah, the OD. Going first in the rally, I don't OD. Rich with the European tags on them. Got the white paper jam, paper bag on them. No swag with the light rags on them. I pull up on them with the service, just almost with the zippers on them. With the 7 inches, you know I'ma get it back. With the white zippers, you know, like exhibit. I'm a pro, keep it pimpin' like exhibit. Yeah, I'm with it. Out, looking like a goalie. Got my wrist ice, looking like holy. In the white out, looking like OB. In the White House, looking like Kobe. Yeah, I'm ballin', baby, got the OZ. And I'm stressed about the hood, yeah, I'm a OG. Smoking on a little kush, I got the OG. And I'm like, go be the best, yeah, the OD. Going first in the rally, I don't OD. Rich with the European tags on them. Got the white paper jam, paper bag on them. No swag with the light rags on them. I pull up on them with the service, just almost with the zippers on them. With the 7 inches, you know I'ma get it back. With the white zippers, you know, like exhibit. I'm a pro, keep it pimpin' like exhibit. Yeah, I'm with it.
right, so I'm gonna keep going about the same thing, but that is how we do it. Thanks for watching today. It's busyworksbeats.com.